And Indonesia goes to the polls in a presidential election on July 9th, and the race is too close to call. Andy Saputra reports on what's at stake.
Young Indonesians telling other young Indonesians to use their rights to vote. In a country where a third of eligible voters are under the age of 30, the young holds sway in this election.
This is an independent movement that was created to increase young voters' participation, especially first-time voters, and to make them a responsible voter that knows who and why they are voting for.
Celup Kelingking is one of many movements that was created as the presidential election this month has gripped the nation's attention. With people from all walks of lives, and indeed the young, are fixated on the campaign trails and the televised debates between the two presidential candidates that can't be any more different. This election will determine where Indonesia's future lies.
It will further define what kind of democracy Indonesia will go through because the two candidates define democracy in starkly different ways. Jokowi talked about democracy as listening to the people, meaning the end is the democratic way of eventually coming up with policies, actions that is an aspiration of the citizens as a whole. Prabowo talks democracy as just a tool a means to an end to gain prosperity.
Early front-runner Joko Widodo is widely popular for being down-to-earth and a reformer, running on the basis of policies to help the poor and develop education. Jokowi, as he is popularly known, shot to fame when he won the Jakarta governor election and have since been known as a populist, a new breed of leader in the country, but also seen as inexperienced and weak. His opponent, former Special Forces Commander Prabowo Subianto, has closed the gap with a well-organized PR machine bankrolled by his billionaire brother and the support of the most powerful political parties. Running on the basis of nationalist policies, his support is growing. But his involvements in human rights violation cases in the past, including the deadly anti-Chinese rioting in 1998 and his nationalist rhetorics, have sent concerns to analysts and Indonesia's neighbors.
Personally, I think we need a leader that can continue Indonesia's path on consolidating its democracy. Going back to reverting to a more strong-handed government is something that is not beneficial because it would basically be a time bomb, as we've seen under the new order.
As the nation will go to the polls on July 9 and vote who of the two polarizing presidential hopefuls will lead the nation, the stakes are high for Indonesia's future and its thriving democracy, and indeed the region's stability. With such high stakes, Indonesia's young kingmakers cannot afford to be undecided. Andy Saputra, CCTV, Jakarta.